We're here with Hara from Metric in season 15 of Leaderboard. If people don't know your roastery, what 3 words would you use to describe Metric?
Consistent, committed, and fun.
Moment of truth, what was the coffee that was in season 15?
The coffee was a washed Ethiopian coffee from an amazing Ethiopian producer, Tesfaye Bekele. Delicious, delicious Ethiopian coffee.
Okay, now if you were to look at the beans, do you think there would be any tells that would give away that it's a washed Ethiopian?
You might notice a few things when you look at these beans. It's a little challenging when you're trying to visually identify Ethiopian coffees, since there's so many different landrace varietals that you'll find when you're looking at different lots of Ethiopia. So you might get a few landrace varietals from a Sidama that are different than what you get from a Guji. But even if you're sourcing from within the same region, so you get 2 UHS, you're going to get a variety of different landrace varietals. In this lot is Kurume and Wolisho. These beans, you might notice, due to their high elevation, are a little bit smaller. And then I found, especially with washed Ethiopias compared to natural Ethiopias, that you can notice just a teeny bit more silver skin in the crosscut of these beans than, say, a washed coffee from Colombia, which would be perhaps your first hint that this is at least an African coffee. And then you'd have to, after visually inspecting it, to tell what area of Africa it is, get into some of that aroma and some of those flavors that you're experiencing.
And then you dive into the cup, the aroma. What clues are you getting that should tell you, like, this is an Ethiopian, this is a washed coffee?
As soon as you get into the first dry aroma, you hit it, run it through your grinder, you'll notice kind of like a warm sweetness that's going to show up in the cup as that kind of like palm sugar, muskmelon sweetness, but off the grind, it's just like this big, punchy sugar. And then there's a stone fruit. Some people have told me it's more of in a berry range, but I really think it lands in that like ripe stone fruit range. And that'll lean you towards, okay, this is such a clean, no funk, no fermentation notes. So, hey, this is going to be washed. And then that stone fruit note gives me a hint that this is going to be an African coffee. Once you hit it with some hot water, I've been brewing this at 202 degrees on the bloom. There's just this big, fresh, effervescent note that's, oh, okay. This really starts to smell not even just like Ethiopia, but the region that it's from. It's a Guji coffee. It just has some of those big, ripe fruit notes that so many of us have come to love in Guji coffees. Go through your brew, your cupping, nice direct immersion, take that first sip. And then I'm guessing that maybe some of the folks playing Leaderboard this season had an interesting experience with this coffee because it has some really classic Ethiopia notes, but it also has a sweetness and a depth and a body that is unique to Tesfaye's coffees that might not have been just I know that exactly, which to me makes it a really fun coffee. And so when on my first sip, I'm going to notice that there's a little more depth leaning into that palm sugar, warm, round, rich sweetness. That's going to throw me off for a second about if this is a Central American coffee or an African coffee. But then it's going to finish with that melon and that stone fruit. And then I'm going to be like, okay, yep, right back where I was when I was smelling this on the grind. This is absolutely a washed Ethiopia.